Donc, on passe du milieu de la production au monde du VFX. En fait, d'un monde à l'autre, souvent en parallèle, de plus en plus, on trouve les gars de VFX sur plateau. De plus en plus, ils essayent de travailler avec les caméras. En fait, les images travaillent de mieux en mieux avec les images qu'on leur fournit. Et parmi les outils de compositing avec lesquels on travaille, ben, l'outil le plus utilisé est sans doute Nuke. Utilisé pour faire des comme de passe 3D, pour compositer des images de synthèse dans des images réelles tournées. Et cette année, au NAB, on est allé voir de Foundry, ceux qui ont vu le petit vidéo qu'on a fait, je pense, avec Mariana. Ils nous ont présenté un tout nouveau produit. Et en fait, les utilisateurs de Nuke s'attendaient à ce produit-là depuis longtemps, qui est un produit combiné. En fait, ils ont utilisé plusieurs de leurs logiciels pour nous donner un logiciel qui est vraiment très complet. Ici, on a Ryan Quinlan. Ryan Quinlan, qui est avec nous, pour nous parler du nouvel outil de Foundry qui font Nuke. Je crois qu'il va nous parler de Nuke Studio, mais je suis pas sûr. Ben oui, je suis pas mal sûr. Donc, je sais qu'il y a beaucoup de monde ici qui viennent du milieu de la production. Il y a du monde qui vient du milieu de la post-production, du montage. Il y en a d'autres qui viennent de la 3D. Il y en a qui ont déjà fait beaucoup de compositing ou qui l'ont appris à l'école. Donc, ce que Ryan nous propose, c'est une espèce de présentation dont vous êtes le héros. Donc, il va vous poser quelques questions, puis essayer d'orienter pour vraiment vous montrer des fonctions appropriées pour vous, pour Nuke Studio. Donc, je passe la parole à Ryan Quinlan.
Merci.
Thank you, sir.
Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. Mon français est très mal, so I'll be speaking in English. Thank you. I can't really see the audience, but how many of you have heard of the Foundry? Hands. Okay, you can woo too, but yeah. All right, so about half of you. For those of you that aren't familiar, I'm going to do a PowerPoint. I'm sorry, but that's just what we have to do. We have to get you up to speed first, and then I'll show you Nuke Studio. Foundry, we are based out of London. We make 2D and 3D content creation applications. Some you might have heard of, some maybe not. But we're used all over media, short form, television design, lots of different industries. So our main markets are media production, so film and animation, short form television, games, art, product design, visualization, marketing, and advertising. We're established in '96. We started off making Sparks, so plugins for Autodesk's Flame. We have offices in London, Los Angeles, Silicon Valley, and actually now Manchester. And led by Dr. Bill Call, CEO. So he actually was the guy that helped develop bullet time for the Matrix. So that optical flow technology. So film, short form television, we're just going to zip through some of these. Get to products. So some products we make, Flix, which is a storyboard application, kind of storyboard server web-based interface that's used for feature animation and also television animation. Modo is a 3D application that we acquired when we merged with Luxology. So it's used a lot in design. It's started being used now more in games and in feature films. Mari is a texture painting program. It's 3D projection texture painting. It's used a lot in film and games. Katana is a lighting package that was developed at Sony Pictures ImageWorks. Nuke is by far our most famous application. I always tell people whenever they ask about the Foundry if they haven't heard of it, if you've seen a movie in the past 5 years, or a commercial, or music video, or something, or television show, you most likely have seen Nuke be used. It's used all the time. It's easily the industry standard compositor. Ocula is a specific plugin for Nuke for stereoscopic workflows. And Hero is the other thing I'm going to be talking about besides Nuke. Hero is a conforming tool. It's the bridge between visual effects, finishing, and editorial. It helps automate a lot of common tasks and just makes your whole workflow a lot more streamlined. It's really nice for versioning and things like that. And it's nice if you don't have someone to code specific tools for you. We made it for large facilities and small facilities alike that might not want to invest or have time to invest in someone. I think I still need that. Thanks. Invest in tools like that. So what I'll be talking about today, though, is Nuke Studio. Nuke Studio, or I like to call it Super Nuke, is Nuke, our industry standard compositor, with Hero, the timeline, all in one application with some extra added stuff. So most of you editors, so you'll probably be very familiar with the interface for editing. My history is a compositor and pipeline TD. So I love nodes, and this brings our worlds together. Some cool things about Nuke. It has more than what Nuke and Hero have separately. You've got the timeline of Hero, but you also have soft effects, so graphics card accelerated effects that play in real time. The other big thing is 4K real-time playback, which not many people can do in a visual effects standpoint. There's a renderer built in, so it automatically will send things to a render farm. So if you add machines to your farm, you can have render-only licenses. So basically, a bunch of machines are doing the work that one machine would be doing. So it saves a lot of time. And Python core, that gets into the nerdy stuff. And that's some other, yeah, we'll just stop it there. Cool, so Nuke Studio is going to come out late 2014. I wish I could show you all the cool stuff in Nuke Studio. It's still in beta, so there's still some things that need to be worked out. So I'm going to show you the video that we played at NAB that's basically Nuke Studio being used. And it looks all slick and everything, so it's not just me apologizing for 15 more minutes about this feature isn't done yet. And since I don't have a lot of time, the video is, oops. There we go. The video's 24 minutes, and I think I have probably about like 12 minutes left, so I'm going to play it at double speed and talk really fast. So please bear with me. There we go. The mouse should start moving. There we go. Fastest mouse you've ever seen. All right, so we're going to import an EDL. And this is to conform a shot, set the frame rate. It brings in all of our shots, but we still have to match the media. Before we're going to do that, we're going to bring in an animatic. That's what we're doing right now. There's the animatic. It's awesome. It's a bunch of cows. This is for a New Zealand milk ad. Look how fast that caches. So we're scrubbing through. There's a bunch of transparent cows with milk in them. It's really exciting. There's milk at the end because you have to show the milk. It's not like a car ad, but they don't show cars. They just show animals running into each other. So we're matching our media, and it matches based on a bunch of different parameters. So now we have all of our clips down there. We're looking at our clips. It's the New Zealand countryside. It's gorgeous. We all wish we were there. My first time in Montreal. You guys have a great city, but that looks really nice too. Here's the reference footage. So they export an EDL or XML that was rendered right out of Avid or Premiere or something. And it never matches up, ever. So we're comparing the reference versus the clips we have. And you'll see that there are some discrepancies. So this is when the online editing toolkit comes in handy. So we can actually change keyframes. We've got slip and slide, ripple and roll, all the fun tools you love. We can change in and out points, wipe through. That's like one of my favorite features of Nuke is just to be able to wipe between two images, especially when you're doing the before and after. So that's nudging keyframes, really exciting, I know. We're going to change that. The in point's wrong and the out point's wrong. So there we go. Cool, and that shot's just way off. It's probably going to have to do like a 3D track. So we're actually going to import some other stuff. There's a bunch of tracking markers on there. So we're going to bring in what's called a clean plate, which is basically that shot without the bottle in it. So we don't have to paint out the bottle because that'd take way too long. And we're playing through that. All right, come on, get to the exciting part. All right, we still have to edit some more things. Yeah, so the timing on this is off, so now we're going to get into, we're going to go to a different layout. Are we? No. It's been a while since I've gone through this. OK, real-time effects. Good. That's what I thought we were going to do. So these are the GPU-accelerated, graphics card-accelerated effects. So they just go right in the timeline here. And you can see the timing on this is off. So we're going to change the timing on this clip and basically retime it. And there's a bunch of different blend modes, so ways you can merge the top layer on the bottom layer. So this one is a difference in add. And that helps you line it up so you can see make sure the shadows are exactly on top of one another. This is using compositing all the time, that kind of stuff, because we like to be very precise with everything. But we're also incredibly lazy. So the most efficient way we can do things possible, we always like to do it. So there we go. And that was just editing the graph editor, and we brought up there. Let's see, some other effects. We're going to add some grades on there, or CDL. Yeah, so CDL, you can import LUTs if you want. We're not going to do that. We're actually going to go to another view for grading. And we've got scopes. And look, it's clipping. That's bad. So we've got to bring it down. Cool. No more red. Come on. There we go. Now it's really dark, though. It doesn't matter. That's what the client likes. So cool. Go to a later one. I feel like we're going to do a grade. We're totally going to do a grade. Yep, there's a grade. Good old grade. Make the black point. So pick out where the grass is there. And a lot of what it's doing, if you're a Nuke user, if you've ever seen someone use Nuke, this is very standard for Nuke. It's just we haven't been able to do this on a timeline before. You'd have to make nodes for this. So the sky is really blown out. So this also shows that you can stack effects too. So you can bring one up and then blow out the sky and then bring it down again. You can also do transforms. So this one takes a reposition, or as the cool kids call it, a repo. And we'll match that up using the blend mode. There we go. And then we're going to put a grade on that because why not? Let's make everything moody. Cool. And there's inline color wheels. We added that in on Nuke 8. Alrighty then. Looks pretty good. Now it should start working. So this is when we're going to rename all the shots. Now this is non-destructive renaming, so it's not actually changing the file names. It's just changing it inside Hero, or sorry, inside Nuke Studio, or Super Nuke. So this is when we're going to start node-based compositing. Now typically before, you'd have to go into a different program. You'd have to send it from Hero to Nuke. But now we just do create comp. Bam, it creates that comp right there. Double click on it, we go right into our comp view, right into our node-based interface, node-based compositing, using Nuke X. You have all the power of Nuke X built right in. And we're going to do a camera track. So we're basically, Nuke is going to analyze the shot and recreate the camera in 3D, so we can put in 3D assets. We use this a lot for painting out things because it matches parallax automatically. Again, really lazy. So makes a nice little point cloud there. You see a camera. Those points mean nothing to you, but they mean the world to me. We're going to paint those out really fast. And then when you go back in, it automatically renders that. So you didn't hit render or anything. You just switch right back into this view, and it automatically will render that. Now, if you have multiple machines on the farm, it'll send frames off to different machines on your render farm, and it will render those concurrently. So super cool. I was really excited when they said that. I don't have a render farm personally, but if I did have one, that'd be really exciting. Cool. So then you can just drag and drop other footage from your bins right inside Nuke's node-based compositing. So we've got a logo there because clients love logos. And we'll save a new version of this. And after we save a new version, it will automatically version up. Put it in there, bam, right in there. Super fast render. And we can also jump between versions. You just hit the V key, and you've got all your different versions there. Why do we do that? Because you do 20 different versions, and the client's like, I actually like version 2. So you can quickly go back without pulling your hair out. So now we're going to build tracks. We're actually going to bring in a bunch of 3D footage, 3D assets. And it's based on very strict naming conventions, which visual effects people love strict naming conventions because we can automate a lot of stuff. So we're bringing in all of our cows. These are all CG renders. They're what's called deep data. So they have a lot of extra information in there to do some really cool stuff, which you'll see later. But basically a bunch of transparent cows for now. And we can see them on top of there. You don't really have blend modes in this. You can just basically do a straight over, so one thing on top of another. Okay, so now we need to make sure artists know what to do, because a lot of times they open up the shots and they're like, I don't see a problem with a cow going over that post. So you have to mark it up and say, hey, cow goes behind post. And then take out that tree because someone has to justify their existence, so they say take out the tree. It's a true story. Sad but true. I'm sorry if anyone here's a client, but anyways, I've had to take out so many things that weren't really necessary, but it kept me employed. Cool, so now we're going to create comps for all these. Now what's cool about this is all that information on the track, so the annotations and the soft effects, all go in those comps. And what's nice about all this is it actually makes Nuke scripts, so individual Nuke project files for all of these different shots. So if I double click on it, it brings in my CG footage, it brings in my annotations, there's a node right there. And Nuke Studio is not going to replace anything. Hero's still going to exist and Nuke's still going to exist. So like the supervisor can have Nuke Studio and then the artist can still use Nuke. So basically there, it creates a Nuke file and all the different folders that it needs. It creates all the shot structure that you would want to use. It's almost like it reads your mind. And then it can go in. You can go into regular Nuke. This is Nuke X. And do the thing. And so this is when the comp team goes to work, and that's deep pixel data, and we work all of our magic that no one ever thanks us for. Doing grades and all that kind of stuff. 3D compositing, most advanced things you've ever seen. It's fine. It happens all the time. Edge work, a few days later, go back in. Versions and review. So you can select all your comps, check for new versions. I think there's going to be 34 new versions. I was right. There we go. They've been busy. So now you can jump to all these different versions and check and see whichever ones you like best. And let's see if that one, did he go behind the post? Yep, they wrote it out the post. Thank you. They didn't paint out the tree, though. Someone's getting fired. So you can jump through. Whoever is doing this just loves showing that we can change versions. And so we're going to version everything up to the latest. Cool. Save us some time there. Alrighty then. Now, some final finishing effects. So we're going to make another video track, add a grade over the whole thing. Again, director comes in, wants to put his touch on it. He's like, here. The sky's way too bright, though. So what we can do is actually create in and out points on the effects and just delete that. So we can make cuts. And that one, we're just going to disable. So you just select it, hit the D key, just like you would disable a node in Nuke. And then animal rights activists get angry, so we have to put in some legal there. No cows were harmed in this commercial. Which I was reading somewhere that like they can put that as long as no cow is being harmed on the screen. If they were harmed during production, like it's fine. That could be wrong, I don't know. That was in America, maybe. I don't know, it might be different here. We've got weird laws where I'm from. And lots of guns. So you can change anything. So like, let's say the client comes in, that cow, he hates that cow. Why is that cow there? I want someone's head. You don't have to call in the artist, he's on vacation. You can just double click on it, go back into Nuke, oh look, it's right there. You've got the script right there. And since it's deep data, even though it's already rendered and it's behind a bunch of other stuff, you can use something called a deep crop node, and you can just basically take that out, just cut it out. It's actually not behind anything, let's pretend it was, and it would be a pain to paint out. You could have just masked that, but anyways. Oh, actually, well, yeah, it is kind of behind stuff. Anyways, it's almost done. That's done. So, coming out late 2014, my bosses say late 2014. The product manager says when it's ready. The bosses sign his paycheck, so late 2014. Be excited. some things about it. Nuke X is 8,100 US. A production collective, which you see in my background here, is it's a bundle of applications we make. So it's Modo, the 3D application, Mari, the 3D texture painting, Nuke X, and Hero. That, I think, is 9,600 US. If you have this, if you own a production collective, when Nuke Studio comes out, you can upgrade that, replace these with Nuke Studio. So logically, Nuke Studio is going to be more than Nuke X, but probably less than this. So we don't have a price yet, but it'll be somewhere between 8,100 and 9,600. I'm an artist, I don't do math, so you can have to do that yourself. But it'll come out. Production Collective, really cool. If you guys ever want to know what's going on with us, we're a British company, so it's thefoundry.co.uk. Here you can find out a bunch of news, all that fun stuff. Also videos on how to work our software. We have tons of tutorials. I will be releasing videos at some point. I probably can't add my colorful commentary to those because other people will see them and we could probably get sued, but anyways. Here's Nuke 8 features, all that kind of stuff. And our show reels and all that. Awesome. Thank you all. Thank you for 3Viz for having me. You guys have a great city. Have a good night. Thank you.
Vas-y, vas-y.